All right, guys. So today is a the quick demonstration on the today this particular session is going to be on the quick demonstration of Oracle installation on Windows Server, Oracle 19c installation on Windows Server. Because like pretty much everyone aware that how to install Oracle database servers and database and whatever the version it is, 12c or 11g or 19c or whatever it is, like they are very much compatible with installation on Linux server. But when it comes to Windows, there is some part of that is going to be uh, trickiest part, because when it comes to Windows, people often get confused with what is local account, what is service account, and what is domain account, and on which account we have to install our database software and all those things, like they are pretty much get confused with that. What I'm going to do in this particular demonstration, I'm going to show you installation of this Oracle 19c database software using your uh, service account, that's your domain account or your local account. And then one of the key point to note it down is you cannot use admin account to install your Oracle database software. If you use admin account, what happen, like it's gonna fail. Like it gonna clearly say that uh, you are not gonna you this particular user account, whichever you're trying to install it via this particular account. This is like part of your admin group. Oracle strongly recommend to use local account rather than admin account. If you try to start installing admin account, definitely that's gonna fail. Either you have to use a local account which is not a admin, and you have to use a service account from your AD or Active Directory. Again, that should not be a part of your administrator group, right? So uh, if any questions in the middle, so you can please ping me in this particular chat window here. I'm gonna stop it over there, and then I'm gonna answer for your queries. uh, and then for the to avoid a disturbance, I just kept everyone on mute. In case of any queries or question, you can just post it here in the chat. I can take that question. Right, so first and foremost, as I already discussed, like you can download your Oracle 19 software from your OTN network. That's Oracle Technology Network. Just go to Google and then search for Oracle 19c. Oracle 19c download. It directly go into your OTN, like Oracle Database 19c for Microsoft Windows Server. So you can very first thing is your database software. You can just go and then download this database software here. Or you can go to your oracleedelivery.com and then you can create your own account, and then you can search for Oracle uh, 19c software, and then you can search for the platform as a Windows Server or Windows desktop class. You can just download over there. So this is the simplest way, just to go to Google and search for Oracle 19c database software. You'll directly go to OTN site, Oracle Technology Network. So you can directly download this particular software here. So this one I already downloaded here. You can see my downloads. I can see like Windows x86 19.3.0.0.0 DB home. So this is your database home. And then this particular server, whatever the server I logged in, it is my part of my domain server. I just created the server. If I go to this PC and uh, let's check for the properties of this PC. Okay, this is like Windows Server 2016, and the host name is uh, Windows 16 Oracle, and then Windows 16 Oracle.hq.mallik.org. This is my domain. hq.mallik.org is my domain. If I click on this change setting, uh, I need to pass my uh, domain administrator credential. I'm just going to show you that how it is going to be part of my domain group. So if I go here, so domain name is hq.mallik.org. This is my domain. And then this particular server, whichever server you are seeing it here, uh, Windows 16 Oracle, this is a host name. And this is part of this hq.mallik.org. So and then you can see which user I logged in here and all those things. You can, while logging into your server, you can choose the particular domain, or you can directly log in into as a local account. what I'll do, like I'll go to simply go to my command line, or you can take one more remote desktop connection. So remote desktop connection is like your MSTST, MSTSC, or remote desktop connection, and then you're gonna get 10.38.4.161. This is my IP address of this particular server. I can just log in with the administrator here. If I log in with the administrator, that is going to be my local administrator for this particular server. It's not going to use my AD authentication. So if I click on more, and if I go on the different user other than this administrator, if I choose something like HQ, that is my domain, and then if I do Mallik, so this is going to be like my Mallik user is a service account, which is part of my domain. So I'm going to use this one. My domain, like if you want to see what is my domain, that's HQ server. So you can go here into your server and your settings and servers network here and Ethernet here, and then you can go to your properties. And again, since this Mallik is a service account which don't have any admin privileges, so every time you can try to do any modification, you have to pass that admin credential. Administrator, and then I'm gonna enter the password for that. The domain is HQ. So if I go to my IP internet v4, IPv4, so 10.38.4.132, this is my domain account. So this is domain server. So I can log into the domain server. I already logged in here in my other screen. So this is my domain server, 10.38.4.132. This is my domain server. So Mallik user is already part of the domain service account. And then hq.mallik.org is a domain. Inside that domain, I have users. Users one is like Mallik. This Mallik user is part of my HQ domain. So while logging into this particular server, you can pretty much use your Mallik account while logging into your server. Just I wanted to show you that. I'll just log out, and then I'll sign it back again. Just sign in again here. So Mallik, and then if you want, like you can use other users, and then you can use HQ as a domain, and then Mallik as a username of that service account. Mallik is a service account belongs to your domain, and then I can log in with whatever the password assigned with that user. Right, so this is one way, like, I wanted to show you this Mallik account is belongs to my AD domain account, which is a service account what I created. So this particular server, Windows 16 Oracle, this server is part of my AD, and then I can log into the server using my AD account. That's the AD service account. Right, so other ways, like I can take a one more remote connection. Instead of HQ Mallik, I can directly log in with the administrator. So administrator, it's a local account, belongs to this particular whatever that 4.16, that's a Windows Oracle server. So if I log in here, it is be like using your local administrator account, or you have like if you create one more local account, you can log in with that particular local account for this server. I'll just put it down or whatever we discussed here. Okay, this is logging in here. Okay, this is my administrator account here. So let it log in here. So what I prepared here, like 10 dot, I'll just get the IP address of 10.38.4.132, 10.38.4.132. This is my domain, which will be like HQ is my domain. And then 10.38.4.161. This is my Windows 16 2016 Oracle server, so which I created. And then in that in this domain account, I have a service account, service account that will be like Mallik is my service account. So whenever you want to use this Mallik account, you have to always use HQ slash. HQ slash is from the domain this particular Mallik account is coming, and it is mapped inside my this particular client machine or the server. And then inside this particular server, and then here also in this server, you have a admin account, administrator account, that will be like your, again you have to use HQ slash Mallik, sorry, administrator. So these are like your two administrator account of your HQ server and Mallik service account from your HQ, that's your domain account. And then this particular Windows server, it has a default built-in administrator account that will be like your just a built-in local administrator account. That will be like just administrator, no domain, nothing, just administrator. And then you can create one more local account. This will be your local account. I can say this will be like local admin account. And then you can create one more account called Oracle here. And then that will be like your normal account. That will be like local account. And then without admin privileges. So right now, like this is the built-in comes with your HQ, and then this is Mallik service account what I created inside my domain. And then this administrator account inside this particular Oracle server, it's like a built-in local account. And then I'm going to create this Oracle local account. So if you create this Oracle local account, you can use this Oracle account to install your database software inside this particular Windows 16 Oracle server. Or you can use this Mallik service account from your domain to install your Oracle software. With the help of this admin account from your HQ, you cannot do installation because this is your administrator account. Oracle will not allow you to install your Oracle software. And if you use like administrator account, and then Oracle will not allow you to, you know, allow you to install your Oracle software using either local admin account or your domain admin account. Either it should be a local account which is non-admin, or either it's a service account which is again non-admin. So either you can use the HQ Mallik or you can use a Oracle account. Either of one you can make use of them and you can install the Oracle software. What we can do, we can use this HQ Mallik account to install the software, and also you can use this. We can create one local account called Oracle, and we can use that Oracle account for installation of my database software. Right. So what I'll do now, I connected here with the admin account here, and then I already downloaded the software, which will be like let's go here, which will be here in my downloads. Oh, not in the downloads. Go back here. Right. So I'll go back here and then downloads. So right here, and I'll just cut this one and I'll put it inside my C drive so that everyone can see that one. Right. So I'm just going to pass that admin privileges here. Okay, that's a typo here. Administrator. Right. So let me log in here. So it's copied here. It copied to my C drive so that whoever logs in with a different account, they all can see this particular software from your C drive. If I go here, C drive, so everyone can see that one. Okay. Now this is my admin account. If I do CMD, like this is my admin account which is logged in, and then now I'll create a directory called slash like it's not slash, so I'm just going to go ahead directly. I can go here and then I can directly create inside C drive. I'm going to create app, and then inside app I can create Oracle, and then I can go ahead and create a product. And then I can go ahead and then create 19C db1 19.0.0.0, and then inside that I can create db home 1. db home _1. Okay, this is my db home, what we created here. C app Oracle product 19C db home 1. So here, right, first we will try to unzip this software. Right now I logged in as a admin user. I'll just unzip this one, extract all, and then I can directly extract to my whatever the Oracle home what we created. C drive app Oracle product 19C db home 1. I'm just going to unzip all my software inside this db home _1. And once I unzip there, I can run the run installer, and then I can, okay, it's not responding. Give me a second. Okay, once I unzip over there, we can go ahead and then install the software. Let's note it down, like your C drive, app, Oracle /product /19.0.0.0 /db home_1. So this is your, sorry, it will be like reverse slash. So in Linux, we used to have like forward slash, and then it will be like backward slash. So this is your Oracle home, what we set here. And then once we unzip that software, and then we can go ahead and then we can use any one of these account. Right now it is unzipping. It's going to take some time. Once this unzip is done, we are going to go ahead and then do that installation either with a local account or with the your service account. Now go ahead and create your local account. There's a two-way. Either you can pre-define your local account, go ahead and create your local account before the installation, or while the installation of the time, it will gonna ask you what is my you want to use that existing service account or existing local account. If you want to use existing local account, provide that username and password. If you already created, you can provide that username and password. Or if you want to create a new user, you can create that. You can give that username. It is going to create internally with the new username and the password, whatever you're going to provide. Probably it's going to take long time. I'm not sure like why it's taking this much time here. Okay, so meantime we can go ahead and create this local account. So how you're going to create your local account? You can directly go inside your users and accounts. Local, like you can, the moment you can type users, you can see edit local users and groups. So just click on that users and groups, and then this, like right now you don't have that local users here, and then I can say directly manage user accounts. Go here, manage user accounts, and then right now it is logged in at the administrator account, and then this is like local account. You logged in at the local account here, and if I go to other screen, and then same thing, if I go inside like user account, type user, sorry, manage user account, manage user account. If you go here, and then you can see this particular Mallik user logged in with the HQ domain name here. Right, so that's a simple thing to verify which user account you logged in. And now what I'll do, I can click on this other people. I'm gonna add other people, or add your whatever the school name or like group name or whatever you want to add here. Like I directly go here. I'll just create a new user. I can directly go in and then add that new user here. That's the one way you can manage it. Like predefine your users and groups here. Click new users, and then whatever the username, like right now I'll go with Oracle, and then whatever the name you want, description you want, account disabled, this parameter you can set it out. So just mention Oracle, and then I'll just gonna add it here. I'll just mention the password for that user, and then user must change the password. No, I don't want to enable that one. I'll just create this user account. Okay, I'll just re-enter. Right, create user. All right, so you got your Oracle account got created here. This is your local account. Whatever the local account you're going to create, all the local account, you can see it here in this locally available here. And then right click on this particular users and go to properties, and then you can go to your member of. So member of, you can add that this particular user is a member of whatever that group you want. Like I can say remote, search for that one. Okay, fine. It's not going to giving me here. Wait a second, I'll just search. Okay, it's not giving me remote desktop connection. Okay, I need to add this particular Oracle user. Right now, I'll take one more session here, remote desktop connection. And then right now that Oracle user is added locally. If I try to connect with that local Oracle account, just try to connect to that one with the local Oracle account, and then whatever the password you have given to that user account. Right click OK. Right, it's a the connection was denied because this particular whatever the local account you created, it is not authorized to log in with the remote access. So first you need to grant remote login access to that particular user. Right now this particular user is not belongs to any of that member of. I need to go ahead and then add the member of groups. I'm just going to type remote desktop connection. I just wanted to type the remote keyword, is not taking it here. Check the name. No, I'll just go ahead and then add it here. There's other way to add it here. I'll just directly go into my admin account here. Right, so go ahead and then go to users and policies. Right, so go to your local policies, and then you can go to your remote desktop, like go to local policies and not audit. Okay, here search for remote access. Where is the remote access? Okay, so there's a remote access policy here. Like I need to add it that remote access policy, so that that user gonna connect remotely using any of either RDP or whether any of the client, whatever they have it. Like right now, I'll just sort it by, and then I'll just go with the remote. No, it's not here. No, it's not here. Okay, no, I'll get it remote desktop policies once again, guys. Right, so let's go here. Let's go back here. Local policies. Local policies, where the local policy. Okay, local policies, and then user assignments, where the user right assignment. Okay, that will be like allow user, not the remote. I was talking for remote. It should be allow user. Okay, remote desktop. So this is the one, allow logon through remote desktop services. Click on that one, and then add the users or the group, and you can search for your instead of your domain, you can search for uh, local HQ account, or not on the domain. You can manually search your local admin account, whatever the admin account you have created here. Right now, it is looking for your what happened. Cancel this one here. I'll just cancel these things here, guys, once again. Right, member of. Okay, not allowing me. Give me a second here. What we can do, again, go for one more time. Local users policies and user right assignments, and then go into allow logon through remote desktop connection. Click on the properties, and then add users and groups. And then instead of this location, just type here. I'll just type username and password here. Okay, now instead of your domain, I'm going to select my local system account. Click OK, and then now you can search for your username here, Oracle, and then search, check for the name, and you can see Windows 16 Oracle, and then Oracle is your local account, and then click on OK. So now this Oracle user is become part of your remote desktop connection, and then click on apply, click on OK, and then done. So now this particular Oracle user, he can log into, he can able to log in with the remote access, whatever that remote access RDP he can connect, and he can go through it. He can log in right now. Okay, still that Unzip is going on. I'm not sure why it is taking this much of time. it ideally should have completed within 1 or 2 minutes. Right, so let's go back once again. What we created this local account, and then we granted remote desktop connection. So that's remote desktop connection, so that if he try to connect now using remote with Oracle local account, he should be able to connect. So 1.16, go next, and then use your Oracle account, connect, and then I can enter the password. Click OK. Okay, still it is not authorizing. So a few more policies I need to pass it. I need to reboot this particular server in order to allow that particular Oracle user remote connection. So right now I'll just granted the access. I'll just keep it as it is. Once the Unzip is done, I'm gonna start with the installation. I'll just start with installation with the HQ Mallik, or I can start with the Oracle local account, whatever we created. Only these are the accounts you make use of them for installation of your Oracle softwares. Once your Oracle software is installed, so you can easily connect it. So right now, uh, since this is unzipping, I'll just go ahead and then connect to one of my other Windows server. Give me a second here. Right, so I'll just connect to my other Windows server. Right, Unzip is going to take a lot of time. I don't know why it is taking this much time here. Yeah, meantime, I can connect to one of my other server. I'll just connect with the admin account. That's a 1.104. I'll just take it here. This is my other lab server. I have this particular sorry, this is 1.0.1.16, right? Okay, this will be like my 1.0.104 server. Right, so this is my the name of this host is like Oracle Win16. Right, so now I will connect to this server here with the admin password here. Right, so once it logs in, here I right now this is taking a lot of time. That's why I just switch to my other lab server here. Okay, right now this is a Windows server where I installed my database software with the local account and with the service account. What I wanted to go, I'll just go into services.msc. Right, so if I go with win, just type for win, and sorry, I can say what are, okay, you can see here Oracle job scale, you can ignore that. Oracle service, Vara win, and then Oracle VSS editor. Like this is one of the service, Oracle service Vara win. That's like Oracle for Windows. That's the name of your instance. And then there's a one more instance that is your Vara 19C. If you see here, like logged in as HQ Mallik. So this particular Vara 19C is the database name which is installed with your HQ Mallik. And then this particular Vara Windows, which is logged in as your, which is installed as your local account. That is // whatever. If you see // that's your local account, and whatever you see that HQ, that's your domain name. If I go here, users and user accounts here, and then you can see pretty much manage your another user account, or change your account name. Like click on this manage another user, you can see your Oracle account, and then Oracle account is one which is used for that installation here. And then you can pretty much go here and then check for your user account and settings, user accounts here, or there's a one thing, or else you can directly go into your accounts and settings, manage user accounts, click on that one, and then you can click on that other user account, and you want to edit that particular user account, change account type or remove whatever it is, like administrator or whatever the standard account you want to change it for that user, you can go ahead and change it. That's one thing. Or else like you can go to your same thing, policies, local account policies and all. Sorry, local account policies, and then go here and then local account policies, and then right click this users and allow user for remote login access. Uh, this is the one like you're going to add it for your whatever the remote desktop accounts, you're going to add it here. Right, I'll go back if the Unzip is done. Okay, I don't know why it is stuck, or is it progressing? Okay, it's going on. Okay, let's go back there and then we'll explore more on that. Okay, this is one thing. And then go back and then close this one. Other way to verify, these are like whether it's installed with local account or whether it's installed with your domain account. You can domain service account, you can go ahead and verify here. And then go to your user account setting one more time. User edit, remove or other people, or you can go to account privacy settings or user account, whatever, like you can go ahead and then do whatever changes you want, like just this administrator, other users, and then whatever the user, and change account type or remove all these options here. One way, like if I go to my the new server, what I'm doing it here, if I go to local policies, I just added that local account also, this Oracle, and then that domain account also I added here. That's the one thing you just verify it. And then other thing, other information to verify, like your user account settings and other thing, like I'll just go to my edit local accounts and groups, and then go to your local accounts and groups here, and then the local account, whatever this Oracle is added, uh, and then go back to your new server. I'll go here and then same thing. Right now this is logged in with your right, like if I go here CMD, and then right now it is logged in with your C administrator, or you can go with the user and you can manage user and you can see which user it is logged in here. User account and certificates. Yeah, this like to be frank, work on this Windows. First, you need to understand how that user account and other things works. And then if you're comfortable with what is local account, what is domain account, and what is service account, and then you can pretty much work on any kind of challenges you can face it. Right now, I explain only these two types of accounts. One is your locally created account, and one is your service account, that dot Oracle or this HQ Mallik. And then if you scroll down here, there are some kind of local service. And then if you scroll down a little more, and you have something called local service and local system. So these are also again kind of account types. What is local system and what is local service, and then what is this dot Oracle or HQ slash. There are different kinds of accounts you are going to face it out in, especially in Windows, when you're working with your AD configuration. So once you're comfortable with all these user types, and then you can pretty much work on any kind of issues here. Right. So just again go here. I'll just check it out. This particular uh, the shortcuts also you can use this. This is like LUS RMGR. Like same thing. If I type it here in the run block, LU. Right. So this is like LUSRMGR. If I type the same thing here, LUSRMGR.MSC, and then again you're going to get the same thing window here, and then go to your user accounts, and then this Oracle, same thing. Whatever we are seeing it for 104 here, this is like my 104 server, and then same thing you're going to see it for the other server as well. Right. So let's see whether the Unzip is done or not yet. Right, so Unzip is done here finally. Now, now I logged in as a admin account. I'll just go ahead and run your run installer. Like this is the setup here. How you see run installer in our Linux. So here it will be like setup. So just go ahead and click on that setup, and then it's going to launch your GUI screen here. And then once the GUI screen is launched here, Right. So I don't know. Today this server is busy. Even though I given more memory, something is wrong. I need something. Some policy might have updated. I need to reboot this server. Anyway, we'll see this installation quickly. Right now, I logged in as a admin account. If you so go once again user and then verify, or else you can go to your anyway. Like right now, I'll just go with the setup software only, and then single instance installation. That's my standalone installation, and then enterprise edition or standard edition. I'll go with enterprise edition, and then okay, here this is very important. Use a virtual account or use existing Windows account or create a new Windows user account. If you create new user account, your new user account is going to create here. Or if you are like already Oracle user is locally available, you can use that Oracle account for installation. Or use your built-in account. If you use like use the Windows built-in account, so that will like if you use that Windows built-in account, I'll go back here. That will like one of this one. You can see local system or local service. These are your built-in account, local system or local service. If you use built-in Windows account, your your database will be installed with either of these local system or local service account. If you use this use existing account, you already have that Oracle user, you can go ahead and then use that Oracle account here. And then just proceed further, and then Oracle is going to be owner of that particular user. Or if you don't want to use this existing one, you want to create a new one, you can go ahead and create Win for Oracle for Windows. And then you can create already created Oracle, but again I'll just go and create one more account Win, and then you can provide any password. And then if I go back to my users and accounts here, where is that users and accounts? This one, not this here. Right. So right now you have Oracle local account is already available. But if you select this particular window here, create new user, that's you're going to get Windows, one more new account on this particular local account list here. Let's see how it's going to work here. Like I'm just going to use this Win, and then the new password I'm going to give it. Go next. And then this is app Win, and then this will be like your Oracle home. Doing some prerequisite checks. So mostly most of the industry, they are not going to use the use this built-in account, the local account. They are going to use the service account. That's one of the best practice. So you have to use your HQ Mallik. That's a service account which is coming from your AD. Instead of whatever that Win you created a new user, go back once again here, and then go back, and then you can use this existing account, and then you can use HQ/Mallik. So you're going to use your service account which is coming from your AD. Either you can use this built-in, or you can simply use your Oracle that's already local account you created, or you want to create your own account, you can create using Win and then rubric. So I'm gonna either use anything, like either you can go with Oracle or HQ Mallik, or you can go with the new create. This is going to be same, like if you go with Oracle or HQ Mallik, it's going to be like same as this particular setup here. Whatever you're seeing here, one is like HQ Mallik, or one is your Windows. This is my other server where you're seeing here. This is like 10.38.4.14, and you can see Oracle service here. Vora 19C, that will be installed with Vora HQ, and then Vora Oracle, that is Vora Win, which is installed with your Oracle. So what I'll do now, in this particular server, this is like this is my new server. I'm just gonna go ahead and then this is the new server 10.38.4.116. I'm just gonna go ahead and create a new user, Vora Win, and then I can provide the password for that user. Right, so that's it here. Okay. Then I'll just go down. I'll go next now, and then app Win, and then this is Oracle home, and again doing one more time pre-checks here. Okay, I'll just go ahead and refresh here. Not yet created user here. Once it's installation start, you will see one more user is coming here. Right. So that's done. So you want to save your response file, click on this one and save your response file, and then proceed with installation. So this is your Oracle home setup. Once the Oracle home is done, you can go ahead and run your DBCA, which is gonna create your, go back here, do refresh, go back, come back again here, not yet. And then other way you can verify your services here, services.msc. Oh, this will be very slow. Server is very slow. I don't know. I think this is like just few hours back. I just installed the server, which is like it need to go for multiple reboots, some policies and all updated. It seems okay. Anyway, it's not stopping us to work. I'm just continuing it as it is. Okay. If I go to services.msc, you can see sort by name, and then you can search for your Oracle. And then you will see whatever this particular installation is going to create all the Oracle related services. You will pretty much see over here. Right. So and then again I'll go back. If you are using either HQ Mallik, or either you are using Oracle predefined Oracle account, local account, and these two accounts should not be part of your admin administrator group. If it's part of administrator group, and then the moment you proceed with the next, that's going to fail there. Installation will fail, that saying that these particular users are already part of your admin group, so you should not use admin groups for Oracle installation. Those error message you're going to get it here. Right. So this installation is successful here. I'll just close this one, and then now I'll go inside bin, and then go ahead and run DBCA. DBCA is for your database creation. Just go ahead and then run this DBCA. So DBCA, if you double click here, or you can go to your command prompt and you can run that one. Both will work. These are like your batch files, Windows batch files. Right. So this is your database installation screen, the create database, and then you can give whatever name. Like I'll just give ORCL. ORCL is the name of the database, and it's going to take your Oracle base, Oracle data, and then all of them. I'm just uncheck this container database. I don't want to go with container database. I'll just uh, administrator password. So I'm just going to pass the administrator password for this system, and then confirm the password. That administrator password is then like your sys account password, and then Oracle home user, like whatever the Oracle home user password, whatever the Warawin user what we created. So that Oracle home user password is like Warawin. That's a local account whatever we have created. So that password I need to provide here. So this is your local OS password, and these two passwords are your sys account passwords. I'll go next. So like you have typical configuration or advanced configuration. Typical configuration, if you go, Oracle will take default parameters for all the database settings. If you go with advanced configuration, it will like it's again it's gonna pass you like another 10 screens where how much memory, how much processors, how much SGA, how much VGA, and then what's the database name, where is your archive location, where is your control file location. All those you have to define over there. If you go with the typical, so everything will be defined, like Oracle will assume as per the default settings, default parameters. If you want, you can save this particular response file here, save, and then finish. Now I'll go back here, and then I will go back my services, and then scroll up here, and then do refresh here. You can see your Oracle VSS writer, Oracle service ORCL. These are all ORCL. You can see /Warawin. /Warawin is that, remember, this is a new user account what we created while installation of our database. And if I go back again here, this users and services, where are they at? Okay, here, go back here, come back again here. And I'll just close this one, and then again I'll open it. LUSRMGR. gr.msc users. You can see your Waravin. It's a default. It got created here. Either this is the simple rule here. Either you can create a new user while installation of your software, or you can create a predefined local account and can pass that particular local account while installation, or you can use your AD service account instead of your local accounts. Most of the industry standard, they're going to use AD service account for your installation. Right. So it will going to take few minutes. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, like we can wait it for this installation to complete and then we can close this session. Again, feel free to unmute yourself and then you can ask any questions. Like again, it's not so simple working on Windows because there are a lot of prerequisite checks you have to understand. What are the AD accounts, what are the local accounts, and what are the local system account, local service account, and what are the privileges each account will be having. And then in Linux, it's pretty straightforward. Create a user, assign the groups, and then go ahead and install it. But here, when it comes to Windows, uh, the things will be uh, little difficult. You have to understand basic concept of your how AD and user groups and user policies and accounts, uh, how it's going to work, and then whether the service account is allowed to log in with a remote desktop, or whether the AD service accounts are allowed to log in with a remote desktop. All those things you have to understand first, and then later you can proceed with the installation. Otherwise, you will end up with installing your Windows or installing your database with some common account users which don't have privileges to read and write on your disk, and then a lot of issues will come later in the part. Right, so 40% completed, copying data file, creating and starting your instance. Again, same thing, what we used to uh, tail the alert logs or the database logs uh, in the in the Linux. Similarly, you can go ahead and then check this particular log, app, win Oracle, safety tool, DBCA, ORCL. Same concept. All the logs you can tail it over there. Go here, C drive, app, this is your Oracle, what we created, or else you can go ahead and then you can create Win app, and then whatever like CFG tool, DBCA, ORCL, and then you can check the logs, whatever the inflation logs. And if it fails, and you can go with the particular log and then uh, tail it like what was happening and then why it failed. It's going to take a few more minutes. Let's wait here. %42. And then uh, okay, what we can do now here, uh, still this inflation is going to running, and then what we can do, uh, your in Windows, in Linux we used to do ps-ef grep smon, and then we can check that all the services are, all the mandated services are running or not, and then we will get to know, okay, these are the services are running and these database are up and running. But in Windows, you have to go into your services.msc and you have to check for your Oracle service, ORCL. That's your service which is running and automatic. And then you have like something called your scheduler or something called your listeners. You have to check your services.msc here. That's the services, and then you have to check it out. Your Oracle service here, scheduler here, and then Oracle VSS writer here. Again, what is this VSS writer? They will call it as something shadow copy writer. That's kind of a snapshot backup it won't take. Go ahead and then do some Google what is VSS writer in Windows servers. We'll get to know that what is VSS writer. Volume shadow copy, something they will call it as. They will take a snapshot based backup, and then this the VSS rate is mandatory. And then your listener also will come here along with these services. Your listener also will come here, and then all Oracle related services will start with this Oracle and all this Oracle service name and listener name, all those things here. So you can just checking out these names. You can make sure that your services and listeners are all up and running here. Right. Once this installation is done, you can set pretty much in Windows. We are going to do set instead of .orinv, we can use the set Oracle underscore SID, and then similarly set Oracle underscore home. And then once you set your SID and Oracle home, you can use the same command sqlplus / sysdba, and then you can connect in a via command prompt. So it created your database. It created your starting your instances and then completing your the post installation steps are going on here. I'll just take my command line here. Once the command lines are open here, you can do set Oracle underscore SID equal to ORCL, and then similarly set Oracle underscore home equal to whatever the home you installed. I'll just go here. I'll just take the path. Go back here. User and app Oracle product 19C DB home. So this is the path of your Oracle home. Just copy that one and then paste it here. And then do sqlplus / sysdba, or you just type sqlplus, whether the environment is set or not, you'll get to know. And then / sysdba. Right, so it connected to idle instance. Might be it was down here. Just exit. It's a completing database creation. So it is this particular alert log app Orawin diag rdbms. You can go ahead and check that particular log file here. App Orawin diag rdbms ORCL, and then your trace file, and then your alert log. You're gonna get your whatever the alert log we used to tail it or we to check it. All those we can check it here. Similar concept. So installation is done, I believe. You can see installation is done here. Just close it and then close it. Go back here. Do one more time sqlplus / sysdba. Right now it connected to your SQL command prompt. Do select name comma open underscore mode from $. Database. Right, so it's a ORCL and read and write. So again, three methods. One is your you can use either your AD service account, or you can use your local account, a predefined, already pre-created local account. You can use that, or you can create a local account while installation of your database server. So any one of that method you can use it, and then it's going to work out. Right. So any questions? Anybody has it? Otherwise, we can close it. We're on time. Right. So yeah, Mohammed is asking, like Mohammed is telling, okay, instead of setting this particular variables, yes, there is a environmental variable file. You can go here and search for variables, edit system environmental variables here, and you can see advanced and then environmental variable here, and then you can see this path. User variables, or you can go with the system. If you set it, if you go with the user variable, it is only particular to that user. If you set it in the system variables, it will be like entire whoever logs into the system, they will default get that path. So I'll just go here, system path. It's already set here. Your C app Oracle DBOM bin already set here. So you can directly go ahead and then you can directly run your sqlplus sysdba. So that's going to work out. So if I go here, if I take one more session, CMD, and then if I do sqlplus, and then the environment right now, okay, sqlplus, right now the environment is all set here. You no need to set it separately. So it's all set it by default. So you can see that it's set it at your system level. All right, guys. So if no questions, we can close it here. It's a simple topic. I wanted to show it in a real time. how it's going to work. But again, as I said, in IT in real time world, so they are going to use service account rather than local account. All right, Rich. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you all. See you in next session. Bye bye.